It's your man, Big Flo, back at you with my man Shawn. Sometimes the show's so good, I gotta give it to you twice in the same time. Some people don't charge their battery, some people don't pay for their minutes. Shawn blames it on the Wi-Fi at the cigar shop, but we're gonna let him get a pass and just say, welcome back, Shawn.
Thanks for having me back, baby. I
Right back.
apologize for earlier.
Hey man, it happens, man. This hey,
Hey
we're in
man,
a
it's a
Zoom
COVID
world, Zoom
world, baby.
nation.
It's a Zoom world, man. You know how it
Zoom
is,
world,
man. It's
man. Nobody Zoom bombed me yet.
technical
I'm waiting for. I
difficulties.
think that'd be a great show. If somebody Zoom bombs me
Yeah,
and
that
does
would
it.
be
So,
good.
hopefully my son heard me. He's behind me. So if he walks out, y'all catch a glimpse of some kid in a towel or whatever. It's because he didn't hear me when I told him be careful. We still recording. So everything's possible. Everything's possible. Let me sure I get this camera moved over. Like give you a little bit more biggie anyway. Give you a little more biggie.
There you go.
Anyway. So welcome back, Shawn. We were talking before we left, before we got cut off, about college preparation and what it does for you, and how it can get you ready for the next level after football. And I wanted to kind of hear your ending to that question. So I think the consensus was it not really no, but we were kind of into what they're doing at the Ivy Leagues and some of the different things of that nature. So let's continue that conversation.
So no, like I was saying before, is it's one of those things where some schools are doing it, some schools aren't. It's not a consensus thing as far as the NCAA or FBS football, FCS football, or anything like that. But it's one of those things that I think that the NCAA and these colleges have to really be held accountable for it. It's not
Mhm.
only that they're going to develop you as an athlete, because at the end of the day, like I said, when we went to school, they made sure you were just eligible to play on Saturdays. No, this is more of I'm going to develop you as a person, as an individual, and we're going to make sure that you're well equipped to be able to go into the real life. Because at the end of the day, when you're a college athlete, you're spending so much time in your sport, and then what the classwork is, you don't get the full college experience that some of these kids are experiencing. And I didn't realize that until I was done playing. Until I was
Absolutely.
done talk. No, I was done talking to classmates that did not play the sport, and they're talking about other things of what they did on campus and all that stuff, or what they did as far as at Notre Dame. There's that international thing where they go off to school internationally. They go over to London to have a year in college and experience that. You don't get that experience as an athlete, as a student athlete. And it's one of those things that I think colleges need to step up and do a little bit more of developing their athletes as a all around individual versus just as an athlete.
So what do you say to those the playing the other side of it? The guys who say, "Hey, man, they're giving you free education." So what? Isn't that enough? Why isn't that enough? You're getting a chance to go to school that you probably couldn't get into on your own, and we're giving you free education. That's enough. Why do I have to actually do more for you? What do you say to that?
Well, at the end of the day, let's be real. I mean, these schools wouldn't have a college program if it wasn't beneficial for them. I mean, there's a benefit for both sides of it. You can't look at it as just a free education, because to me, I don't believe in that free education. I think that
Hmm.
you deserve it, you earned it, and to me, these colleges wouldn't be giving it to you if they weren't benefited from themselves. Let's be real about it. It's not that they're being generous and just offering these programs, offering this free scholarship, putting an extra individual in a classroom that has over, as a freshman, has 100 and 200 people. What's an extra person in that classroom really costing them? What's an extra
Hmm.
person in that dorm room that's really costing them? And how much? I mean, Alabama, from the last time I saw, Alabama's football program was worth 800, $900 million, almost $1 billion to the
And they
university.
hide money.
Yeah,
That's what they're
and
telling you. They're
and that's
hiding money.
Alabama, and that's Alabama,
Hmm.
and that's what they're telling you. So
That's what they're telling you.
realistically, how much are these programs worth? And then I mean, hey, you look at these uh, smaller schools. You look at the Tulsas and all that. Everything is. I mean, it's still beneficial to the university, and I think it's mutual. It's not a free education, because you are doing what you have to do to be on that field, and you're it's. I mean, nowadays the hours are a little bit different than when we play, Reggie.
Hmm.
Lou Holtz would be in period 15. We roll it back to period 2 and be on the field for an extra hour and a half. Now they can't do that because of the amount of hours they have in football or the amount of hours they have in their sports because of NCAA sanctions. But at the end of the day, it's still hours that you're putting on for your craft of being that athlete part of that student athlete. So, it still takes away from that student life, where you're not being able to have it all. You're not able to participate in some of the things that other students and the regular students are able to participate in. So, I mean, there's a give and take. Yeah. I mean,
There is,
yes,
for
you're
sure.
getting that opportunity, you're getting that benefit of being able to do it. But I think the university has to be accountable for helping you develop off the field.
I 100% agree. I think two things. One, when you come out of high school and they ask you, what do you want to be, right? You get these kids 17, 18 years old, and suddenly they're being
Yeah,
interviewed all the time. So someone says, "Hey, Shawn, what do you want to do?" You don't know, and most of the time you don't know, and you don't want to tell someone you don't know, so you'll just say something. So I told when I was coming out, I told
exactly.
I want to be an accountant because my dad's an accountant. That's the only thing I knew. My
Yeah.
mom was a admin, so I'm like, I didn't want to be admin. I want to be an accountant. Nothing about me is an accountant, right? But it
Well, the,
sounded
the
good to
thing is,
me.
this is like you said, is you have no idea when they ask you. You don't want to sound stupid and saying, hey, I have no
Exactly.
idea what I want to do. But realistically, what 17, 18-year-old kid really knows what they want to do in life?
Right.
And how many times do people change careers? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing that it's not put out there. It's not even told. But as an athlete, you don't want to sound stupid. You don't want to sound dumb. So you come
Mm-mm.
up with something, and unfortunately, that becomes your reality.
You're
I
right.
mean,
And when you get to the
you say,
school, as long as you can stay eligible and handle the coursework, they act like it's law. Hey, you're an accounting major. This guy's coming in. Come this way.
yeah,
What schools don't do enough of is sitting back and saying, okay, why do you want to be an accountant? Why do you want to?
exactly.
Because these people have seen people come and go for years, right? This isn't new. You're just this year's freshman
Yeah, class. Yeah,
class
you're
that's coming in.
you're one of the last 20 the last 2 decades.
Yeah,
Let's
so
say
they've
that.
seen how guys come and gone. They've seen how guys have failed. They've seen how people waste their time. I argue one of the things that I think frustrates me with college football is and they're getting better. So I'm seeing
Yeah,
firsthand that things are way better than it was. So I don't want to bash college
yeah,
football too much here, but it takes so little effort if you just care. So there's coaches, there's schools out there that have like inside linebacker coaches and outside linebacker coaches now. They have
yeah.
offensive passing game consultants and run game consultants. They have so many things,
Man, they have
so many
strength
people.
coaches for certain different positions now. I'm like, what the heck is
Yeah.
going on? Like,
Power
I
guys. You
mean,
got a speed dude and a power dude. So when it comes to winning a football game, spare no expense, right?
it's amazing. I mean, in some schools, I'm gonna tell you this is I've seen some schools, and I'm not talking about Ivy League versus FBS or anything like that, but I've seen some schools that have an academic advisor and they have a career advisor where they're talking about what do you want to do after you're done? How can we set you up? Those are the schools to me that has figured it out. I mean, and I'll say, Columbia is one of the schools, and I know it very well because my son is a senior there right now. But
Mhm.
I think they have a stat of 100% of the athletes that graduate from there get into a field that they want to get into, and and they
All
do
it
they do
takes
a
is
hell
give
of
a
a
shit.
job.
That's all it takes is give a shit. That's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
that's all it
It's
takes. It's
all that
all it
matters.
takes is
Like
I
for
care
instance,
about you. I care about you
that-
as a person, not as an
that's all I care
athlete.
about. I
I
care
can give a
about your
damn. I
success
give a damn
beyond
of
when you
what
can
you
help
could
me.
do on the field. I can do what you can
Mhm.
do on the court. I can do what you do on whatever field of play that you produce on. I don't care if you're a rowing team or anything like that. I care about you as a person. How can I help you as a person and make you
Mhm.
successful in life?
Right.
And that's all I care. That's all that matters. And if more schools do that, I'm gonna tell you this: is these athletes will be to me. If I had a 4-star or 5-star athlete, and my son was recruited throughout the universe and all that stuff, every school he can go to any school he wants. I'm gonna pick the school that's going to care about my kid as a person versus as an athlete.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, nothing's promised to you on the field. Nothing's promised to
Nothing.
you on that quarter play. I mean, dude, at the
We're
end of the
all
day,
one snap away
it's
from never playing the sport again.
never playing the sport again.
Mhm.
Exactly. And when that happens, or if that happens to my kid, what did you do to prepare him for after that? Because
Mhm.
like you said, is even as pro athletes. Can you imagine that happen to you as a high school or as a college athlete, as a freshman, as a sophomore, and all of a
Hmm.
sudden the sport's taken away from you?
Right.
Who are you? Because that's your
Hmm.
identity. That's who
Yep.
you are. That's all you know. I mean, dude,
Absolutely.
you're 18, 19
But
years
if
old, and
somebody's
all of a
preparing
sudden,
you for that, and when I say preparing you, talking to you about it, counseling you about it, bringing other people who've been through it to talk to you about it, because we know there is a level of we have to have some accountability as athletes too, and we have to care and
yes,
we have to be serious. But I've seen some schools that now make it mandatory for people to come to networking events. You got to put a suit on, you got to come to this
exactly.
networking event and do whatever. And when I think about how easy that is to pull off, every single college out there has a sports team, has somebody who's successful that went to their college in business, a group of, let's say, 100 people
Dude,
that
they
would
have
love to
alumni.
come.
They have alumni that played
Everyone,
the sport that's successful. Bring them
everyone.
back.
If you bring
Bring
them
them back.
back and you invite them to come back and you have them talk to the players about job stuff and do whatever, and they've been through it, most of them will listen. Some kids are still going to be hard headed and not want to do whatever,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
most of them are going to listen to what's going on. So at the end of the day, it's not that difficult to get it done. You just have to care. That's all you
Yeah,
have to do.
I
You have
mean,
to care.
you're definitely gonna have those outliers that say, "I don't give a damn what you have to do," or that say, "I'm playing football, I'm playing basketball, I'm playing baseball, whatever it is. I'm playing soccer, whatever it is, volleyball. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it to the Olympics. I'm gonna make it to the pro level, and I don't give a damn about anything else." And that's why I came to this school. Yeah, you're gonna have
Mhm.
those kids, but the
Yep.
majority of the kids that go to these schools
Mhm.
need that extra push or need that I care about you. And to
Mhm.
me, that's important to me.
I mean,
To me,
they'll be quick to say, Shawn, I know you were running back in high school, but man, you can play NFL at safety. If we switch you over to
yeah,
safety, we can tell you what's best for you. And you had to be like, oh man, I don't know. Man, I'm telling you, you'd
yeah,
be the best. And all of a sudden you switch over next year, you got a 9-year career. Maybe that doesn't happen as a running back. So they were quick to find what's best for you on the field, right? So
yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
saying when you meet a guy's personality, you see this dude's an introvert, this dude is an extrovert, this guy's a math guy, this dude's whatever, and try to match that with the career and figure it out. How about it? So anyway,
Yeah,
I don't want to bash colleges out there because I think
no,
college athletics is fantastic, and I think that they do a lot of good. And I don't want
it's
to
a great
leave.
opportunity. It's a
Yeah, it's
great
a great
opportunity
opportunity for
for
people to
kids.
do it.
So,
Help us get where we're going. So tonight's the big night. Who you got? Ohio State or Bama? Which one are we looking at? What are we thinking?
man, I was just talking to a friend of mine, man, and it's two programs that I hate. I won't lie. There's two programs that I really dislike, and there's several different reasons. I mean, you could talk about the Saban thing of how he left Miami. He wasn't going to be the next coach of Alabama. And then Ohio State, they think that the Ohio State. But I mean, I think that college football, it got it right this year. Even though Ohio State didn't play many games, they showed up in that playoff game against Clemson, so they showed that they belong. So to me personally, I mean, I'm roll tide, bro. I just think that they have too much. I think that they have too much, and with Justin Fields, you just don't know. They say he's healthy and all that, but after that hit, we both know that dude was probably pissing blood the night that next
A
day and
little.
all that
He
stuff and
got a
everything.
little.
He
He had
had
some
he had a
speckles
little
in
blood
in
in
the, in
that
the
pee, bro.
toilet.
He had a little blood in that pee. They might not be saying it, but that was a hard hit. I mean, you could tell the way he was. I mean, he gutted it through. I mean, he's a tough kid. I mean, I'll
I
tell you
think he's
this
gonna
is
be all right. I think
I
he's gonna
just
be a
don't
little
know.
sore.
But
He
I'm gonna
played
tell you
that
this
game.
is what Alabama's going to do is, and I know Nick Saban, they're going to take away that run game. Sherman's done. He's not going to get. He's just going to be like Derrick Henry in that playoff game
EPMD.
yesterday,
You think they can stop
and
EPMD?
he's going
They
to. I
can't
mean, I'm gonna
stop
tell you this
EPMD.
is. Remember this is what did Baltimore Ravens do against Tennessee yesterday? They
Stop it.
stop the run and they're going to stop the run and they're going to make Justin Fields beat them. And unfortunately, I think that Alabama secondary matches very well up against Ohio State's wide
We
receivers. I mean,
we
to
saw
me,
okay. We
I
saw
mean,
the
I got my
Northwestern
boy.
game.
I got my boy's son, Patrick Surtain Jr. Bro, I played with his dad. I've
Uh,
seen Pat play as since Optimus football. He's a hell of an athlete, bro. He's going to shut down one side of it. So, I mean, to me, it's going
I
to
mean,
be
Clemson
interesting,
got some
bro.
guys on play DB a little bit too, though, don't you think?
Let's say this: how many guys on Clemson's defense is going to be playing on Sundays next year? How many guys does Alabama have on defense that's going to be playing on Sundays next year?
Next year, I gotta check. I'm gonna go back to the book.
Go
I gotta
back
go
and
back to
check
the
and
book
look at
and check
that,
it out.
and you
I
tell
will
me
say,
because
I
last time I saw Justin Fields versus Indiana and versus Northwestern, who probably has and I'm not putting them past them anything. I mean, there was a great pick by the freshman lot. But how many guys are they really going to have
Goons.
that's going
No,
to get
hey,
to? They have goons. They
goons.
have guys
No
that
questions got
goons that was
goons
just
on
like
defense.
me. Goons that just was like me. I was very fortunate to get into a system that just fit my system and fit my
No, I'm
style of
telling you
play.
what, be honest with you. Real talk, Northwestern got goons on defense. They got a
Yeah,
corner
they
that'll
got
go
that
first and
freshman.
second round.
He's
That
going to go
freshman
first,
dude,
second
he's
round.
still be, but they have a
Yeah,
corner number 2, Newsom. He's a first, second round guy.
yeah.
They got another dude. I'm biased because I know him
I
since he's a
mean,
kid.
Northwestern a little bit
I
more
know
than I do.
they are legit on defense. They were legit on defense. That's why
Okay.
the one thing that I'll
But
say is that
look at the problem that he had on defense. Now you have that problem against Alabama, and Alabama's scoring 40 points a game, 50 points a game.
yeah,
You're scoring. I mean, how many points did they put against Northwestern? Not
not that
many.
many.
Not enough. Let's say
Not
this.
enough.
Not enough.
Here's the issue.
There's
Well,
a reason
one of
why
the
Vegas
receivers was
has a
out.
line
One of
at
their
9.
receivers was out in that game. But the thing about it, with Fields and Ohio State in general, is you can't. When Northwestern was dictating the way the game had to go, they could stop them. Once they took the lead and they could start running, I think EPMD, man, that dude Sermon,
Hey, he's good, bro.
I
I
think
mean,
he can run. The thing
he's a
where it's
beast.
unfair, and this going back to the fact of unfairness for Ohio State getting into the playoffs, they're definitely one of the top 2 teams in the country. I mean, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
I thought that before. But what's unfair is take that dude EPMD, the guy Sermon that's running ram shot over everybody. Could you do that over 10 games and still be fresh for the championship?
Exactly. And that's what
He
I'm
did that
saying.
for 2
Is it
games.
fair? He did 2 games, so he was
2
fresh
games,
and
he's
all that stuff.
fresh. He's fresh.
Let's be real about it,
And so
Let's be real
Bama's
about
been
it.
doing that for a long time, man.
Najee
That's
Harris
where
been
it's a
doing that
little
for what
unfair.
is this? His 12th game of the season now.
Yeah, that's
I
not
mean, he's
fair.
been
That's not really
that's
fair. This dude is
beat
fresh.
up. But
Because
we
they had
all
that
know
dude, Master
Nick
P, whatever. What's the
Nick
dude's
Saban
name?
will run the hell out of you.
Yeah.
He don't care
So
who
we'll
you are.
see. But I'm not impressed. I don't feel like the quarterback for Bama is the guy that they make him out to
No,
be.
Mac Jones. I mean, hey, he's a product of the
He's all
system,
right.
bro.
He'll
Let's
make a
be real.
pass,
He's
but their
good.
receivers are so
He's
good.
a product. His receivers are so good. His tight ends are good. His running backs good. His offensive line's amazing. Let's be real about it. I mean,
Okay, so
I could
if
probably
Justin
come back at
Fields
47 years old, and if I had another year of ability, I might lead the SEC in name passing
Russ,
if I'm
we
throwing
get
to
your
those
point.
guys.
No one agrees, but we get your point. No one agrees, we get your point.
Yeah,
So look, if Justin Fields is healthy and he can run too, I think we got a game.
that's a
But
game.
if he has to just pass and he can't run because he's sore a little bit, he can't.
If he has to sit back there and pass or hand the ball off, they're in trouble.
Right. It's going to be hard. Because I'll tell you, he's got wheels, man. He has got wheels. He'll take that corner on you and he's out of there. So we'll see. It's great.
He has wheels that you don't and you can't prepare for. That's the thing is. And that's what people got to realize is it's like when teams go against Lamar Jackson in the pros. You can't prepare for the speed that this quarterback has and the
Because
skill
nobody
that
on
he
your
has.
team is that fast.
Who's going to emulate it on your scout team? Your scout team player is not that guy.
No, if he was, he wouldn't be on your scout team.
He wouldn't be that. He wouldn't be on the scout team. So therefore, like, who do you have on your team that can simulate that for practicing against? So if you have a spy guy coming down, your spy guy has no idea how fast this guy is, and he can't. You had no simulation during the week. So once you get into the game, it's too late. So yeah, I'm telling you this: I truly believe Justin Fields still might be feeling some things from that hit, dude. That was a major hit, bro.
They're gonna put some shots in there, some CBD. Now they can put CBD on there. Some voodoo. They probably get a root. Now the LSU's not in it. They're gonna get a root and put it in there and tie. My people know how to do that stuff. We Haitians, we get you a root for that. It'll be fine. He may not feel good tomorrow, but they'll get him through the night. What do you think it'll take? So our team went in there and they got pistol whipped again in the playoffs and did whatever. What do you think it would take for Notre Dame? Is it possible for us to start to consistently get in there and win one of these things and win them? Or do you just think that the talent that they're able to get in droves and those top three, let's be honest, it's a 3-horse race: Clemson, Alabama, and Ohio State. Those are 3 best programs by far. You get a little outlier.
We show up. We show up in there every year now. Then, like
we show up, we play. But LSU got in there, but they're on probation. They had all seniors. Now they're on probation, so they cheated to even get to where they got to. So whatever. That's the outlier. But pretty much those are the three teams that comes in and they rotate who's got the baddest man on the planet. Do you think we ever have a chance? And do you care? I mean, not say do you care. Do you feel that we have a chance to ever become that type of team at Notre Dame? And do you think, are you willing to give up what we would have to give up to try to do that?
You just said it right there. So as a fan, yes, I want to see us be able to get there and be able to win it. But let's be realistic. There's some things that we probably have to give up as a university, as a who we are, as as a program. There's some things that hey, sometimes you might have to give a person that might not be able, like I said, give that guy an opportunity, give that guy a chance to be able to experience Notre Dame that might not be able to get in Notre Dame on a normal circumstance.
Mhm.
One thing that I know that when we played there, and I haven't seen it yet, is have we ever taken a JUCO guy? Have we ever given a JUCO guy a chance? And some of those
We started
guys,
taking
hey,
transfers though. They didn't do it. We were
we
growing up.
just
They started
started
taking
taking
transfers.
transfers, but we take grad transfers.
But no, we take a couple. There was a transfer from USC. We got special circumstances. We got a couple guys who transferred. Aloy Mata, the dude from Navy, that safety, he was a transfer early. He wasn't a grad
Transfer, yeah.
transfer. We
We
got
had
a
a
couple
transfer this
transfers
year,
now.
receiver from Northwestern, but I mean, we
He was
get
a
a
grad
couple,
transfer.
but he was a
Mhm.
grad transfer. So
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the
We've
day,
been in some rules, but we can't. This okay. Let me tell you about Alabama, dirty side of Alabama. I follow recruiting for some reason. I just always
yes,
watch it. Right? You can only have 85 scholarships. You only, I think,
Alabama gives
maximum.
100.
Huh?
Alabama gives 100,
Well,
and
so
they're
here's
going
they
to
have
get
20
rid of 15 every year.
every year. There's 25 scholarship maps per class. They sign 28 people a class. Then they tell
Yes,
some of them they got a blue shirt or brown shirt, whatever, pink shirt. They got to come in and they can't start till the next class. And there's people flunking out of there
and
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 getting
that's
kicked
what I
out
meant
left.
by you is that 4 year commitment. Is
Mm-hmm.
Alabama really giving that athlete or that recruit a 4 year commitment? No, they're giving you
You're going to Alabama
one
to go
year.
to the NFL.
You're
That's the
giving
only reason. One national championship is going to the NFL.
you go to Alabama, you're given 1 year renewable contract. That's what you're
Mm-hmm.
getting. You're getting a
Yeah.
1 year. I'll say you'll be here for 4 years, but every year I'm evaluating. If you're not better than the person I'm bringing in that recruiting class, sorry, you're gone.
I'll be honest with you though. I gotta say, because we're talking live, Notre Dame is no different in that. And they're different, but not Notre Dame getting
Not
rid of
too
people too.
different.
They're
Not
not
too
as
different.
different as you would like them to be.
Now, I'm gonna tell
Like
you this: is back when we played, Notre Dame was about it because at the end of the
4 years.
day, is I had a basically the doctors gave me a 15 to 20% chance of ever playing football again after I had my
Mm-hmm.
back surgery my sophomore year. If I went to Alabama, so sorry, so gone. I would have not had a degree from Alabama no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have had a chance. Notre Dame gave me that chance. So I'm biased with the Notre Dame thing. I'm biased, when we talk about it. I mean, I know a guy that was at Ohio State that was walking down the street, got hit by a car. He played football, blew out his knee, and they took his scholarship away because he got hit by a car by a random. I mean, come on, dude. That's not
Yeah,
right.
so there's schools that do that. Notre Dame will not do that to you. And if
Yeah.
Notre Dame, if you're not working on the football field, they may not keep you on a football scholarship, but you'll still be there on some sort of academic whatever they
Academic
get.
stuff. They
But
they will they
to get
you
to
will
the top
graduate from
playoffs
there.
that we have to do, we had to start taking some transfers. We had to start
Yeah.
shaking some guys out, and it gets uglier. And to get to that next level, got to get ugly. So unless one of those top three gets in major trouble, loses a
Well, the
coach or
thing is,
whatever.
like you said, is in order to be able to make it to those top three on a consistent basis, you got to start treating it like a business.
Mm-hmm.
You got to almost start treating it like it's pro football. Pro football
Yep.
is business. It's all about, like I said, is on those Tuesdays they're always trying to replace you with somebody new, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what unfortunately that's what some of the top programs are doing. Now,
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't follow it enough. I'm not in it to really give a definitive answer on what they're doing and what they're not doing as far as the Alabamas, Ohio States, and the Clemsons. But it appears to me that Notre Dame, we're comfortable getting there and not winning it. And to me, I'm not too sure I like that. To me,
Here's the
we're
thing: we
winners. We play football. We want to when you step on that field, you want to win every game. You want to be able to play. You want to be able to say, hey, we have an opportunity to go out there and beat somebody down. I'm not
I
sure.
think we have the athletes to compete with just about anybody in any given
Yeah.
game. I don't know that we have the depth to go in there and win 2. So we can go in there and we might go catch a Bama one day. Like we caught Clemson this year. Obviously, they were down a couple people. We caught them. We'll catch somebody. But can you go catch the next team, the next goon team afterwards?
And the problem is Reggie, like you say, is do we have the depth? So if we have 1 to 2 people out, oh boy, it's worrisome because that next person up. I mean, Alabama, dude, they're 5-star deep at running back for 5 layers. You know, their 4th string running back is a 5-star.
Alabama's best receiver broke his leg. The second best receiver won the Heisman.
Exactly.
He won the Heisman.
He wins the Heisman. He's the best player of the year.
Oh my God, Waddle's hurt. Oh my God, that's all right. We got a Heisman dude right here. He's chilling right here. He's ready to go. Strap him up. So it's amazing. But I don't know. So what's your prediction on the score for tonight before we get out of here?
I think Alabama is going to win it, man. 42-28, dude. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Yeah, I think they're going. Yeah, I just don't think Ohio State's going to be able to win it. I don't know, man. I'm telling you this is. I know Nick Saban. I know how he runs his defense. He's taken one aspect of your offense away. Now, I don't know which one he's going to do because nobody knows. He's just like Belichick. He's going to take one aspect, and I think it's going to be the running game, and he's going to force Justin Fields and Day to be able to call a game where they're able to throw over. And to me, Alabama secondary is good, bro. They got some beasts out there. They got some dogs. And remember, all they got to do is have 1 or 2 stops. And then they jump on you. And then you're forced. And then you're forced to make
Ohio State can score on a big play too now.
Ohio State can do the same thing.
We'll see. We'll see tonight. I think Alabama's going to win, but I think it's going to come down to the last 5 minutes of the game, a critical error, critical mistake. But if Ohio State wins, I won't be surprised. We're going to find out. I think it's going to be good.
I really, like I said, I don't have a horse in the race. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm good with anybody. I just want it to be a good game. I know. Can you have a tie? Can you have a tie?
Everybody be mad. It's a tie. So anyway, with Shawn, I'm gonna get ready, man. We're gonna get ready for this game tonight. I don't know if you got something to do. You got the sun's finally going down. I don't have to look at those damn palm trees behind you everywhere out there. But appreciate you. Love you, man. Want to have you back on the show someday soon.
All right, man. Appreciate you having me on, Reg.
All right, boss.